Guys, welcome back to another episode of Protein Bros Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jeff Wasserman, and today we had on a very awesome guest. His name is Anthony Madonia, and this is his second go-around with Protein Bros Podcast. He was on episode number 92, so if you want to go back and listen to him then, he gives you a lot more of his background, a lot more of his story, and how he came to be the coach that he is today. But today's episode, we get into some really cool stuff regarding him moving his gym. He's been there for over 10 plus years, Brave Enough CrossFit. He was moved from one location to another. Some really interesting stories behind that. He also just completed his final Battle of the Brave CrossFit competition. I would say that's the gold standard competition as far as CrossFit goes in the Kansas City area. And he's been running a first-class event for over a decade now. And he just wrapped up his final one. Find out why it's his final one on this episode, as well as he just started competing in the tactical games. So we've had some really high-level tactical games athletes on the podcast, including four-time champion Jacob Hebner. And so we got to hear a little bit more about how Anthony's got into that sport. We also talked about the popularity of High Rocks, what that's doing to CrossFit, as well as who he has winning the CrossFit Games this year. Without further ado, let's get into the episode. And thank you guys for listening to the Protein Bros Podcast. Please like, please subscribe, please share. It's how you support the channel. We appreciate you guys being here. Let's get to the episode.
So Murph, my parents.
What? Oh, I got a Murph,
He's
dude.
got a Murphy.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife was like, our dog's from Ireland. She was like, we should name it Murph. And I was like, well, everybody in CrossFit will love the Murph named dog.
Yeah. So this is, well, man, that's not many pictures.
Dude, do not disturb mode, by the way, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Do not disturb mode, everybody. Cool.
He's sending Luke some pictures real quick.
That's cool. When you're looking up dog names, though, Kyle, just know this, or Anthony knows about Kyle. Their family never calls their dog by the actual name. What's his name right now?
Weesey.
Weesey.
And Kim also calls him Whizzer because I didn't get him fixed, and he likes to pee on things. Oh, that's cool.
Dude,
Oh, yeah. So
Dude,
he's a German
police
Shepherd,
dog,
Siberian
dude.
he's a
Husky.
freaking, yeah, dude, like a black wolf.
That's what he really
looks
funny
like.
because when we were walking around our neighborhood, people are like the kids go wolf.
Yeah, dude. He
That's
looks
cool.
I mean, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's
How old is he?
He is now 10 years old. So I literally, when I moved back from California to build the gym, my dad and my stepmom decided that it'd be a really good time to get me a dog.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's when we got him.
What a cool thing, man.
Yeah.
That was my last dog over there. I had an English bulldog for about, 6 years of my life, and he was a rescue that didn't last as long as I had hoped, but now we're just like, man, really want another dog a bit. Trying to find the right one. I got introduced to a Newfoundland, which I had never met before, and then Newfie, if you will, they're like bears. Just imagine like an all black Burmese mountain dog, maybe. Basically a Burmese mountain dog. But
Pull it up on the. Let me see this, guys.
But all black. Give me like the most mastodon looking one, because that's what we want. This guy. Yeah.
Oh,
dude.
wow.
So the one that's like facing you with the tongue out.
Yep.
Second row there. We met one that looked just like that. His name was Dudley. And he was a horse, dude. Like I'm talking like up to my chest,
Oh,
right?
wow.
They're 170 pounds.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah. Males are 170 pounds.
That's insane.
So it's basically like a really furry, mastiff. And
that
so
is crazy.
we went and toured a house that we ended up buying, but the real reason why we bought, I swear, is because their dog was Dudley, this Newfoundland, and I was just like, man, I got to have this dog, and I want to have this dog in this house. Like, so
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're looking at Newfie puppies right now, and it's like pretty hard to say no.
Yeah.
But man,
I'm pretty sure my wife has talked about those, and she wants one, and I'm like, no.
My wife could have like 10 dogs. She'll
Yeah.
complain about them, and then she'll be like, should we get another dog? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
you guys like Burmese mountain dogs? This is the other one that we were
I think Nathan just
hard
Nathan
considered,
just
yeah.
got one of these guys.
They're handsome.
His looks like that one with the little soccer ball right now. Tiny.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's gonna get gigantic.
Right, he's tiny right now.
Those are cute.
I like the tricolor. I met one named Tux, short for tuxedo, because he was all black.
I really like how you say you met dogs like they're people. I met one.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, you obviously
He was a good boy. He was a good boy.
know. I identify as a dog owner, and so we, like, I don't even know the owners' names. I just know the dogs.
Yeah, I met the dog. He
You
had
don't walk up to
he
a
had
person,
an owner too.
You don't walk up to a person to talk to the person. You walk up to the dog to hang out with the dog. You're
Yeah.
like, can I pet your dog? Anywho. Anthony, dude, good to see you.
Yeah, likewise.
How long has it been since
Welcome
our last
back.
episode,
Welcome
man?
back, dude.
Yeah, been a while.
What was it? Episode 92. My gosh, dude.
92, man.
We've had almost 100 episodes since then.
That's crazy.
Probably like going on 2 years, which is crazy because this was probably one of our first podcasts that was in this studio.
Oh, really? Okay, very cool.
But dude, man, we have so much respect for you. You've been in the game for so long, and it's hard to have staying power in the fitness industry, in the fitness community. And the only way that you can, this is the fun part, is if you actually help people. If you actually are good at what you do, if you actually help people get results, and you guys have been one of the best at it when it comes to Brave Enough CrossFit. And we're going to talk a little bit more about it today.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, man. You guys just celebrated the 10th biggest event you guys do, Battle of the Brave, but it's the 10th.
Is it the biggest CrossFit event in Kansas City?
Yeah, I think it's so.
Homegrown Kansas City CrossFit event.
Yep.
But this was the last one, the final battle.
Yep.
Talk us through the trials, the tribulations, the emotions behind it. How'd you guys come up with that decision?
I mean, kind of, I would say our hand was kind of forced. So our building that we were at for the Battle of the Brave was perfect for it. Enough room to run pretty much any kind of fitness competition you want. Enough space, all that.
How many square foot was it again for people who's never been there? Because it's the biggest CrossFit event or gym I've ever been in.
Yeah. So the building we were in was over 20,000 square feet. All right. Now, usable space that we actually used for the gym was about 16,500. So we really could do almost anything in that gym and get away with it, essentially. Right. But hey, the way business works out and everything, building owner basically was like, hey, we're going to need to raise the rent. It wasn't worth it to me to continue to stay in that place, just for all of the reasons, 120-year-old building, all that kind of stuff. So, hey, we decided, hey, it's going to be time to leave. Probably not going to find another building.
Well, the like size was the most like redeeming quality of this building, right?
Yeah,
everything else, not exactly redeeming.
No, it had some character to it,
It had great character, but trying to keep that thing heated and trying to keep it cool and trying to, have to re-pour the concrete all the time because it's falling apart. After 10 years of that, I was like, hey, I'm just pretty much done.
Yeah.
And so it just worked out perfectly that, this would be the 10th year and we just make it the final year and, and then, try to go out with a bang and make it pretty cool. So
what made this year different? Give us a little rundown of how the event went.
So this year, what we did is we took I basically looked at all the workouts I built over the last 10 years and I decided like kind of what the fan favorites were. I put out a couple things on Instagram, asked people, hey, what was your favorite workout from Battle of the Brave? And got some feedback from it. So I decided to go with those workouts, moved them around so they would all work and flow really well and then just executed on them. So
that's awesome.
Biggest one that people really liked was that Ranger relay. So we had, I think we had 10 rowers, 10 C2 bikes, 10 ski ergs, and then basically you had to do a lap on our turf, which was like 100 yards. And then every time you did a lap, you dropped the bag, you ran back, you tagged everybody, and they tagged the next person, and everybody switched machines and then did it again. And it was a 20-minute AMRAP, which you don't get that a lot in CrossFit competitions. So that was pretty cool.
Very cool, man. Very cool. So with the new gym that you have, kind of give us an idea of how you found it and why you decided to go with the location that you guys moved into.
Yeah, so my wife actually works for North Point Development, so real estate and everything. So she was looking around. We've been looking for a long time, and it's actually funny. A few years back, I almost bought a building. It ended up not working out, which actually was a blessing. So, but we've been looking for quite some time on a better space, something that we're not going to have to do so much maintenance on. And then, of course, again, it felt like our hand was kind of forced on it, or it was just meant to be because everything that we looked at, it was all about around the same size, but it was either, hey, we go into this building that we found, which was 2 minutes away from our gym, so nobody has to worry about longer drives or anything like that. And it felt a lot like the gym we've been in, or it was the exact opposite. We were going to go over to super industrial, brand new, fluorescent lighting, no windows, nothing like that. And so that was a kind of a no-brainer for me, where I was like, no, we're obviously going to go over here. So, right. Yeah. And like I said, it's just about 2 minutes away from where we're at. So that's
dope. This is the spot.
Yeah, man. 6,000 square feet. And, Yeah, it's nice. It's only 12-foot ceilings as opposed to 25-foot ceilings. So keeping that thing a lot, warmer is really easy. We put in brand new heaters, brand new HVAC, all that good stuff. My wife made the bathrooms look like a freaking spa. So
I love it, man.
Yeah, it's So we've been moving everything around, trying to figure out the flow really well, but so far so good. People are really loving it and still getting fit.
You mentioned an area that had also some higher ceilings that you could do rope climbs still with.
Yeah, so there's
spot?
I don't have it in the pictures, but there's a bay where people trucks get back into.
Sure.
And they go up to like 18 feet, so we'll be able to hang the ropes in there and still be able to get our rope climbs done. So.
Dude, I'm so happy for you guys,
No,
man.
thank you very much.
It's hard to do something for 10 years and actually switch the spot where it is and be able to actually make it a better experience for everybody.
Yeah.
Sounds like a win-win.
Yeah.
Brave Enough has such a good reputation in the CrossFit community, and part of that is due to obviously Battle of the Brave and also your community that you've built. For somebody who's out there who's listening to this that was thinking, in their head, I want to start a CrossFit gym. I want it to be a long-lasting CrossFit gym. What should they, what do they need to focus on to have longevity in the space?
That's a great question. Oh, man. I would say, one, know CrossFit inside and out. I think I was really blessed. Like when I came up in CrossFit, it was like early 2009, late 2008 when I did my first CrossFit workout. And I read all of the CrossFit journals. I went and did my level 1. And so I can tell you everything about CrossFit. So it makes it so much easier to hold standards when you actually know what those standards are. A lot of people that came into CrossFit, and they're like, oh, my buddy let me do this workout. It was the toughest workout I've ever done. And so they look at that as like, hey, well, that's what I'm supposed to do for people. It's like, no, you're supposed to do CrossFit the right way. You're supposed to do constantly varied functional movements, high intensity. That doesn't mean you're supposed to try to break people every time they come into your gym.
Right.
So I'd say that'd be the first thing is like, no, like just with being any professional, you should know your job inside and out, right? It should not, like every CrossFit coach or anybody aspiring to own their own gym, if I come up to you and I say, tell me the 10 general physical skills, you should be able to tell me that. Be like, hey, what are the 4 models for CrossFit? You should be able to tell me that, right? It should, like, no brainer. Second thing is love people. Like, you just have to really love people because dealing with people is hard. And like at a CrossFit gym, you are dealing with the amount of things that I have had to deal with as a gym owner that I would have never expected to deal with as a gym owner is actually pretty comical.
Right.
And so, yeah, you just got to really love people. And then I'd say patience. If you want to build a long-lasting thing, you just have to understand that there's going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be ups and downs. And I'll tell you, there was a lot of low lows those first few years of running Brave Enough. Like, literally, like, going out to my truck crying because I'm literally, like, freezing to death. I'm not paying I didn't pay myself for the first 3 years,
Yeah.
But you just have to know, like, hey, it's going to get better. As long as I keep, showing up, doing a good job and helping people, like, it'll get better.
I want to ask you to get a little deeper on the a couple of things you mentioned there. I think are really like story worthy. Talking about just in the beginning, dealing with things that you would have never thought that you would have to deal with as a gym owner. That's the stuff that I think that a lot of people could really value if they're listening on what to expect whenever you're something you just never would have expected as far as stuff you had to deal with when it comes to people.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like in some ways, we've had members die, right? We had a member who was murdered, right? And so like navigating that, like being able to like work through that as a community. We've had people who have lost pregnancies. We've had people who, lost family members, had, traumatic events happen. And so, those aren't things you think about when you're like, hey, I'm going to run a gym and we're going to do burpees and give high fives and it's going to be awesome. It's like, you're going to experience, like, people are looking to you not just as like, oh, you can teach me to squat better. Like, you're a leader to them. Mm-hmm. And you need to, it's an all encompassing thing. And so like your behavior outside the gym matters, what you post on social media matters, and then how you carry yourself and then how you navigate those really tough situations. Cause like people are still going through their lives. And for a lot of people there, especially with CrossFit, cause I can't speak to other kind of gyms. I'm not part of those, but like, it is not just a gym. It's not just a place that you go, sweat for a little bit. Like it's a family. And so like you really have to understand that like, hey, they're going to look at you in a much different way. It's not just about knowing your material. It's about them. Like they want to know that you care about them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like, yeah, we've had more than I would like events like that.
Sure. It's almost like an extension of a family, right? Everything that you deal with in a traditional family, you're going to deal with that in some regard. And the closer the group, the more it's going to be felt throughout the community when those kind of events happen.
Absolutely.
The other thing you had mentioned, Anthony, was not paying yourself for the first few years, was that something you expected to have happen to you? Or is that something that like, you just really didn't see it coming and you had to kind of like adjust as you went?
Mm-hmm. I would say a little bit of both. Like I was like, hey, maybe this will happen, but I'll navigate it as best I can. But like, you also have like, hey, I have my business plan. I'm like, I think it's going to go like this. And then it turns out it did not go like that.
No way. The business plan didn't.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think I was like completely blindsided. Luckily, being a Marine, I can live off of very little. And so I did for those first 3 years. Like I lived off of very little just to make it happen. Every single dime we got went right back into the business. And hey, it paid off. So,
dude, those, I don't know. Me and Jeff basically did the same thing too. We took in the beginning of Kansas City, we rolled every bit of money that we had into store number 2, and we're like just pushing off, like paying ourselves. But in the beginning, isn't it kind of fun in a weird way too? It's like you don't have much.
Yeah.
You don't have like, you're not really worried about anything. You're just kind of like, you're just living work. It's an adventure is basically it. And you're kind of just sending it and see what happens.
And that's the thing is like the amount of grind that you have to run to run a gym or any business. And I think you have to just understand that you're not failing. I think that's where people get caught up right now. Like in a lot of ways is they're like that hard part in the middle, where they're like, hey, I'm away from the shore. I'm in the middle. I can't see, the shoreline ahead of me. It's like, dude, that's where it's tough, but like that's kind of where the fun is as well. So,
absolutely. Those are absolutely what I feel like you go back and say those were the good old days because you got out of them, right? I mean, it just builds so much resilience in yourself whenever you can get through those tougher times. But I also would like to say that like it brings you back so much so when you think about those times, at least for me speaking, just the absolute joy that comes with increasing or multiplying out your circle as far as the amount of people that love doing business with you. And so like, when you first get open and you open up your doors and turn on the open sign, like there's so much joy that comes from just the exchange of energy between you and a customer and them getting so excited about the results that you got them or et cetera. And they tell their friends and then it turns one customer into 2. And now you have 2 friends that know you by name and you know them by name and that community starts to increase. And it's like, that's always the reason. That's always like the why, but in the end, you start getting bigger and bigger and, you have to start worrying about things like staff and pay and insurance and healthcare and all these other things. And you're like, man, I just really want to get back to helping people one-on-one like that. And so, I mean, there's a certain, I think, joy that you get when you're kind of like, I don't have to act like a big business yet. Right. I still get to operate it like I'm in a lemonade stand or something like that. And like, man, there's just a lot of fun there.
Yeah. And I think, but the cool thing that I've noticed is like, I think it came back around a little bit. Like once I got past a certain point in my business, like I felt like I was more present. Like, and so I'm able to give people the same Anthony that I gave them when I literally had almost no members. You know what I mean? And that's been it's been a blessing over the last few years is I feel like, hey, when you come to my gym, I'm no longer frazzled. Like my systems are dialed. I know what I'm doing. My coaches show up. They do a good job. So when you come to me and you ask me some random question about, and I'm just going to tell you again, do the couch stretch over and over, but it's just like, it's
what
cool.
Shoes should I buy?
But it's like now, cause there is that hard point in the middle where you feel like you're so pulled in so many different directions. And now it's been a blessing to be like, no, like when somebody wants to talk to me, like I feel like I can actually be present with them.
Right.
Yeah.
In the beginning, were you coaching every class?
Yes.
That's crazy. Yeah. Because that's such a transfer of energy that you have to give to every class that, you do. How many classes were you doing a day?
I think we had 6 classes a day.
Brutal.
So basically from like 5, we had
5 a.m.
5 or 6 a.m. all the way up until our 5:45 p.m. It was something like that. That was a long time ago. I remember one day literally being like sick, like literally about to throw up and just sitting. And I was like, this is the only time you guys are going to see me do this. But I like sat down as the class was working out because I didn't have any other coaches. Yeah. I didn't have anybody who could come bail me out. And everybody was like, no, just go home, dude. And I was like, no. I was like, no.
I'll be here.
And I was like, I'll be here. Because I also knew that like, if I let this, do like make me have to close my door, then it's going to be another thing and another thing. Yeah. And I didn't want to do that.
You didn't want to give yourself any slack.
Over 10 years, I think we've only had 2 classes that we've missed.
That's wild.
Even when it snows and stuff?
Even obviously we close for snow days, right? But like, as far as like coach didn't show up on time or something like
Someone
that.
calls in sick.
Yep, something like that.
Yeah.
It's only happened twice in 10 years.
No kidding.
Yeah, and one of them was me. I was like, oh no, I forgot that I was supposed to coach that class. So I'm like driving 100 miles an hour trying to get there. But yeah,
we've all had those moments, man, for sure. Yeah. Now, if you guys, Anthony's story is really awesome. You know, you have a lot of history. I love your stories about working with Progenics during like the rise of Progenics, dude. It was just such
a rise and fall.
It was such a strong brand there for a minute.
Yeah.
And one that we had to compete with hard. And so it's like I had to really know my stuff because of the amount of people that were taking our products, and then they went to Progenics because it became like the CrossFit thing, and it was a very herd culture at the time. And so anyways, if you guys want to hear more about that, it's on episode number 92. I highly encourage you to listen to it. But today we're going to talk about a lot more different things, and that is simply you've gone through these ebbs and flows of CrossFit as far as just its popularity. Then you had, you know, things like COVID happen, and then you have like the CEO of CrossFit putting a black eye on the company there for a while to some people. And there was a lot of gyms that pulled out, you know, that decided, you know what, I'm not going to be an affiliate anymore. I'm going to, you know, loosely name it something similar, right? But not pay the affiliation or not want to be affiliated with the brand. How did you guys decide what you were going to do there? And are you happy with that decision?
Yeah, well, I would say, yeah, we definitely are happy with continuing to stick with CrossFit. And I would say this as like, you know, people can believe whatever they want. So like I read what Greg said and then also looked at what Greg created. And it was pretty simple, you know, like he created the most inclusive fitness community in the entire world in all of human history. If you're going to call that guy a racist, I think you're going to have to work really hard to prove that to me. Right. And that's just how I looked at it. I was like, hey, you know, people can have a one-off comment that people can take out of context. Right. But like when you look at the things, the fruit that people actually produce, if it is totally contradictory to what, you know, people are saying about them, I'm going to go with what that person's actually produced. And so honestly, it was kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, an easy decision.
Yeah, it was an easy decision. Like, no, I'm not. Like, one, I've met Greg Glassman. You know, I've been doing CrossFit forever, 17 years now. And it's just like, no, like, I'm not going to jump on this bandwagon. I mean, here's the thing is I think a lot of the affiliates, they looked at all the hype on social media and like, how many times have there been things where like the world is ending, everything's falling, oh my gosh, this, that, the other, and then nothing happens. Right. 2 weeks later, it's a new thing.
Right. Yeah. And a week passed and all of a sudden nobody cares.
I also noticed that with in regards to like high level CrossFit athletes, people will be like, oh, what? The CrossFit Games are on today? What is that? You know, like they won't even know what it is.
Yeah.
So it's like people aren't plugged in at the same level, you know,
absolutely.
that are coming to the gym. You know?
And then if you look at, you know, like when all the stuff with their 2020 was happening, it's like if you actually went and looked at the people who were commenting and like ripping CrossFit apart, they weren't even CrossFitters.
Of course.
You know, and so it's just like.
That was a different era for sure.
And like, yeah, I'm a little different than most people. I probably watch, you know, different material and everything. But like, hey, listen, like there are people actively working on social media to sow discord. Like that's their job. That's what they do. You know, online trolls, we have multiple countries that want to like make us pissed off every 5 minutes. And it's just like, you just have to understand like social media is not real. Right. You know how many times I've looked at a gym and been like, that gym's amazing. And then I go visit that gym. I'm like, I like my gym better. You know, it's like just the way it is. Right. So it's just like, I think people put too much stock in what's happening on social media. It's like, no, man, like experience it for yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Social media, I've gotten to the point now where I look at almost everything. I'm like, is this even real?
Yeah. I mean, AI is getting
crazy. And then also what you said, I've just known for a long time that, you know, these accounts that have, you know, they're following 2,000 people and then they have one follower. I'm like, well, that's just not even a real person.
Exactly.
And they're making up the majority of the comments on this.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Profile pictures. Like
you know, for
a cat,
Dragon Ball Z character.
You know, and this should just encourage like other gym owners and stuff. Like I know specifically a guy who was selling a product to help gym owners basically make lots more money, right? One of my coaches went down to take over his gym and the dude kept putting it off, showing him his books and putting it off and putting it off. Turns out this guy had been open for years, again, has another company that says he can help gym owners make money. When my buddy saw his books, guess what? Dude never made a dime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that.
And like, but like you look at his social media, you'd think that this dude was the end all be all. Like he had everything figured out. And that was a lesson I learned, gosh, like about 6 years ago. And so like, especially after that, I was like, I don't trust anything people post online.
There is an interesting thing going on where it's like people can make more money selling courses on how to do the thing than actually just doing the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is wild.
It is nuts. Well, I think that the thing is like, and I get really upset, especially with the fitness content nowadays, because so many people are looking for help. They actually do want results. And then you get people like that just like, basically like lie to these people, and you're like, how do you sleep at night? Like I couldn't, if CrossFit didn't work, I couldn't make people do CrossFit. I wouldn't. I couldn't actually go through with it. Mm-hmm. If burpees didn't make you better, I would never do burpees. But turns out they do. So,
right.
I'm still trying to tell myself it's not real.
I make Jeff do a lot of burpees.
I hate burpees so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
he likes burpees over the box. That's his favorite.
There you go.
Dude, everything about it is like...
Hey, you guys want one of those giant boxes we built for Battle of the Brave?
Oh my God.
I got 2 extra
funny.
if you want one.
That would be fun. Hey, you know what? For some content for our social media.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah.
People can look at it and be like, is this fake? Is this AI? Jeff jumping over this box.
People will say it's fake, and it's like, I'm just like, blasting off the ground. And getting over it, you know what I'm saying? Looking
You
like
have
Elle
like
from Stranger Things. Just like
Michael
blasting.
Jordan's vertical jumping on top.
Yeah,
of it.
dude. From the side, just like doing a side jump. Speaking of bandwagons, the most popular thing on earth right now feels like it's high rocks, dude. You got some people asking you about high rocks in your gym?
Oh yeah. Well, I think we had, and love them to death. And we had a bunch of people like train for high rocks, wrote them a program. They ran it, did an awesome job. But I think it's just like a 5K. That's the kind of feedback that I felt like I got, which was like, hey, it was fun, and I might do it again. But I don't think it really like the hype.
Yeah.
It met with the actual thing, and I think it really what it came down to is standards. I think they looked around and they're like, hey, the standards were pretty loose for a lot of things, whereas in CrossFit, like we try to hold that standard pretty high.
Mm-hmm. Depth on wall balls gets torched on social media.
I've heard there's
torched.
It is pretty ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
I do look at it like a 5K. It's like what it's going to be. Mm-hmm. You probably have done in your training. You've done a mock high rocks, and so you kind of have an idea as to what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Which is a little different than CrossFit because, you might get the workouts released in a CrossFit or workout, but there's always variables that go into it that are like unseen, So it's
prepared for the unknown and the unknowable, right? Whereas high rocks, it's like, exactly what you're going to do. And here's the cool thing. It's like, hey man, like training for high rocks, hey, you're still doing a lot of things that are beneficial to you. It's not just like running or just lifting weights. So like, hey, it's cool. But like the amount of hype that they're getting, and I think this is kind of over, but they were trying to do what's better, high rocks or CrossFit? It's like, bro,
right?
Don't even like.
But I will say this, like, first off, for all of our high rockers listening, it's definitely not a 5K. It's like over a 5K running on its own.
No.
He's not saying like
knowing what you're getting into.
Yeah, like you know exactly what the event is, and for me, my experience with like running 5Ks is like, hey, I'm going to just train, and then I'm going to go, hey, I'm going to go do this race. It's going to be fun, right? But it's not like a CrossFit competition where like I'm showing up and like I have no idea what it could be, and I don't know who I'm competing against, and there's so many different variables and things we could work on, and I'm going to be really strong in that. You know what I mean? Like there's just
also the variable of like when you're doing most CrossFit events are going to have like some kind of max lift, and there is like a variable in like, how am I going to feel with that today? Am I going to have this? You'll know what you could hit. Yeah. You'll know like where your like lowest is, but that's kind of like what makes you feel the most nervous about it. And also most of the time you're not going to know what the last event is, and it's going to suck. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's kind of a different deal. Also, I think high rocks is what's happening in high rocks from what I can tell is that you have the best runners that are just they're a little bit heavier than like the absolute best runners who are like guys that weigh like 140, it's people that have a little bit more muscle, but they're just excellent runners. Those are like the best people at high rocks currently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause there's just, I always said, if you could just switch the running and the implements, to where it's like heavier on the implements, I'd be,
you're crushing.
That's my jam.
The sweet spot.
It's a sweet spot. Run 400s instead of 1,000.
The High Rocks Clydesdales division.
Yeah, the High Rocks heavy.
Right. Yeah. That's what I need.
I mean, it's only a matter of time.
I mean, what a great business model, though. Right? Like, basically, take something. Take the really good aspects of CrossFit, but make one event that you can train for. Right, and they're like we'll say
reduce skill.
Yeah, reduce skill is a
yeah.
good way to say it, right? And but like still fitness stuff,
Right.
You know, still like multi-joint, multi-muscle group, things like that. I mean, and that's pretty cool. And I think it's a really good way to get into fitness.
Sure.
You know, and so like not knocking it at all, but it's just like I think just the hype though that it's been getting compared to the actual product itself. I think people will probably do like a High Rocks a year. Or you're going to, well, I guess you're going to get two. You're either going to get the people like, hey, I'll do it like maybe once a year. Or you're going to get the people like, I'm going to every single High Rocks in every single state. Like, that's my goal kind of thing.
Well, High Rocks does a really good job of making the event cool.
Their
you know what I'm saying?
The way they run the events, we've got, two different things here. It's like the production of the event is extremely well done.
Yeah.
Extremely
it looks
well
cool.
done. They make everybody feel like rock stars, you know what I mean? As far as when you pass across the finish line.
You know what you did there. What? Maybe like hybrid rock stars. Right?
That is what it means.
Is that what you were alluding to?
Yeah. But all that to be said, the other part of it is I have also recently had people post like some really, just like when you grow that fast, there's just going to be some quality issues. We had there was a woman on that had like just went and paid all this money and I think went down to Dallas for a High Rocks event and then she did the whole thing and they messed up something on her timing or didn't tell her where she needed to go or something like that. Or what it was is they were waiting to be able to do certain events. Yeah. So they're having issues with just overloading the amount of people per run, if you will. And so they just stood there waiting for their turn to be able to do wall balls because there was no space left.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so they're over here just like watching their time go up and they're like, dude, I can't even do what I'm supposed to do. So, those, growing pains, right? But how would you compare this? Because I think that there was something else that no one talks about to this point anymore. But at one point, I think had the fever pitch like popularity of High Rocks, and I would say that is obstacle course runs, mud runs.
Yeah.
I mean, CrossFit at one point was like, if you're doing CrossFit,
you do a Spartan race.
You're obviously going to do a Tough Mudder. You're obviously going to do one of the local ones that's, wineries were like, you know what? Maybe we won't put wine on this. You want me to put grapes on this field? Let's just turn this into a mud obstacle course.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
There was like a handful of businesses that did it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just wild, dude. So, and it's like how many obstacle course races are left?
Yeah.
And so I wonder what High Rocks is going to go to, right? Like, do you see this being more of like a sport that's going to have its own, specific gyms? Because there's already people that have bought rights to being a High Rocks gym here locally. Or do you see it more going the wayside of like a obstacle course run?
Probably more the obstacle course run. I just think it's, I think what will happen is people will get kind of used to like, hey, I've pushed enough sleds, I've skied enough, I've done enough. Like I want to lift some heavy weights or I want to do some more advanced movements. That's just kind of my gut feeling based off the feedback I've got from people going out and doing it.
It's a good question. Is if you're a High Rocks gym, do you have weights there outside of like sled weights? Right?
I think what they're doing is it's like you get some CrossFit gyms or functional fitness gyms and they're just affiliating with High Rocks. So they I think they get programming and a couple other things.
Yeah. FDR and Olathe is a great example of that. Right.
Yeah. And here's the thing though, is just
but
like,
they do normal training.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But they also have a High Rocks credit.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. So it's like, it doesn't take it on the entire business model.
Yeah. It's not your whole thing.
It's a class or two.
It's just like a class or two that you're doing. I got a couple buddies who run them at their gyms and I think it'll be around probably for a while, but I definitely think it'll be one of those ones where eventually it's going to be like a DECA or whatever it is. Is that
decathlon?
The DECA competitions where it's like it's like a Spartan race kind of thing, so same thing. You have multiple stations, you have to do multiple exercises, that kind of stuff, where it's just like, it's still popular. It still gets stuff done, but it's not like the hype and fever that it is now.
And it is popular though.
It is.
How about this? You give, this is a future High Rocks, you give them guns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
And then we have High Rocks tactical games mixture, which is a good segue.
We got two pros of High Rocks coming on next week, Lexi and Brett.
Yeah. That's true.
And so like when they say pro, what does that actually mean?
Pro,
so like you
I think it's a time.
You've got a certain time on the event.
Qualified.
So once you've qualified to be in a pro race, then you're amongst all pros.
Okay.
When you race with them, and then man, it's crazy how the times, like some of the most in shape people I know, right, doing like doubles, and they're getting like 10 minutes worse than the pros.
Really?
It's crazy. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, like, but that's to Kyle's point, as a Clydesdale, some of these guys that are getting 10 minutes worse, it's like they're just some of the strongest guys I know.
Yeah.
They have a ton of muscle tissue. They're in phenomenal shape, and Yeah.
They can run through a door, but
they're doing 10 minutes slower than
who are these people?
I mean, dude, I'm not trying to call people out right now.
Oh,
they know who they are.
Yeah.
I'm like the fittest people, I'm pretty sure
You're like,
fittest
that's me.
people. Yeah.
I want to say
Fittest
this.
Clydesdale,
Hey, I'll say a couple names because they know I got love for them. But like I want to say Sean Wilkes recently just did one with Soli, and they did like an hour 10 or something like that. Or something.
Yeah.
I don't quote me on that time. I'm sorry, Sean, if I missed that time off. But like, I think it was a really, really good, respectable time. I just see the pros that are guys that are like, I'd probably take Sean's physique over this guy's physique, and they're getting like an hour or less, like 56 minutes, 54 minutes. It's getting out of hand. I mean, like, just kudos to those who are that in shape.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just incredible, honestly.
Yeah. But then it's like, I want to see them power clean.
Yeah,
for sure.
Sean can power clean a lot.
No, I'm saying like the fittest guys.
Guys.
I want to see like
anything overhead. Just give me an overhead lift.
Yeah. How many pull-ups can you do unbroken?
Right.
Let's see that.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's always a good test.
Yeah.
As far as like trends, do you see anything else coming up? Are you hearing more questions about anything else as far as from your members or what you're seeing online? Like, where are we going here?
I don't know if you guys have heard about this thing called the Tactical Games.
Oh, what a transition!
I was gonna say,
is there something else I'm
because you started competing in the Tactical Games. Is there quite a few people coming into the Tactical Games? I feel like it's getting more and more popular.
Yeah, I would say it's growing. So I've been doing it for almost 2 years now. I wish I had started sooner. I saw it years before that and then just kept putting it off. And I wish I had started sooner. Like a lot of people with CrossFit, it's like they just wish they had started sooner. And then, one of the last events I went to was in Arizona. And like, I didn't know almost anybody in the elite division. Like it was all new dudes who had come up from tactical and they were really good. So
really?
Yeah, I definitely feel like the sport is growing. Obviously there's a bigger barrier to entry than just like a high rocks race or a CrossFit competition because you're shooting guns, right? But yeah, it seems like the sport's really growing. Every time they're selling out at events and it's been pretty awesome.
Because I haven't watched a full Tactical Games before, is it the people that are better at fitness or the people that are better at shooting that are winning it? Or is it a true combination?
And so that's what's really cool about it is the fact of like, you can be really, really fit, but if you can't shoot, you're not going to do that well. And vice versa. You can be an amazing shooter, but if you're not that fit, you're not going to do that well.
Right.
They do a really good job of making sure you got to be pretty like right down the middle.
If they were to take you were a Marine, correct?
Yes.
Right out of like your best year as being a Marine, and they just threw you into the Tactical Games. How good would you have been at?
I would have got my sack smoked.
Really?
100%. Like,
so you're saying the guys that are in the Tactical Games would be elite in the military?
Yes, 100%. Like in the elite division, obviously there's multiple divisions.
Right.
As far as the elite division goes, I'm not even gonna lie, I went in a little cocky. I wasn't like boastful when I got there, but in my head, I'm like, oh, I'll do fine. I'm pretty fit and I know how to shoot. No, not at all.
For our listeners, former Marine here as well.
Yeah. And it was competition shooting. So like I can hit a silhouette at 500 yards with iron sights. I was a rifle expert in the Marine Corps every single time I qualified, right? You're shooting a 6-inch plate at 50 yards after you've just rucked 400 meters up a hill with a 90-pound pack, a little bit different.
Right.
And yeah, so I was humbled in my first Tactical Games, and I've continued to be humbled every single one after that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Dude, well, that was my first question for you is just, I remember we talked to Jake Hebner. He was one of our I think he was our first guest that had done Tactical Games. Obviously, he's a Tactical Games champion. But like
4-time.
Dude, the guy's a freak of nature. He's awesome. But like the first question we had for him was just like, what is it like trying to catch your breath? So much of shooting with accuracy is about your breath. Mm-hmm. So what do you do when you're just like, when do you start? Like, what's the strategy, right? Let's say you mentioned rucking 400 meters with a 90-pound pack.
Yeah.
Right. At what point do you start to conserve your lungs heading into the next shot? Do you slow up at the finish line or do you speed up and then rest once you get there?
Yeah, it just depends on the event. right? So like there'll be different like shooting standards for like per what you're doing. Sometimes you're shooting rifle and pistol, sometimes just pistol, sometimes just rifle. Sometimes it's from different positions. Maybe you're shooting off a knee at a barricade. You know, we have multiple implements that we shoot off of, so that's all going to dictate what you do. But they've had, you know, events where you had to like lift sandbags, do a ski erg, and then shoot from multiple positions. So that's really what dictates it. I've found that mostly what I try to do is I just try to get through the actual exercise, but I pull back just a little bit before I get over to the firing line. And then that way you can take a few breaths before you engage your target, because you can move, you know, 20, 30 seconds faster than the guy next to you, you know, in an event. But here's the thing, if you miss 3 shots, that time's gone. Right. So like I said, there's a really good blend between the two of the fitness and the shooting or marksmanship.
When my dad was teaching me to shoot, he'd say, take a deep breath in, exhale half out. And it's what I still do when I shoot.
Hold your breath, right?
Exhale half out and then take the shot because it steadies you. And sometimes when I'm shooting a rifle, I do that and I'm still not perfectly, you know, steady. Yeah. So I think about if my heart rate was like 165, what would be happening to that?
Yeah.
Because that's probably what it is like the whole time that you're competing in this, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing it's probably you're trying to, you know, what can I do? How can I keep my heart rate as low as possible with doing whatever, you know?
Yeah. You're trying to keep it down. You're trying to manage it. And there's multiple events. Like, here's the thing is like, sometimes there's not just a fitness event, or there's no fitness. There's just shooting the rifle.
Right.
But the fact is, it's like, well, it's a 2-gun stage.
Yeah.
Right. So therefore you're on a timer. You're having to hit as all the targets that they've set up. You're trying to not miss any targets because you get penalized for that. You got to put 2 shots in an A zone on those targets, or transitioning rifle and pistol. Guess what? How's your heart rate?
Yeah.
It just jacks up super quick.
Right.
So it's like, even if there's not a fitness implement, like just shooting alone is going to get your heart rate up. And so, yeah, you just have to learn to control it. And that's why dry fire, well, one, you know, you got to do a lot of fitness, and then you got to do a lot of dry fire.
Right.
And just so that way it's just like a natural thing. Like it just, you know, you don't have to think about anything. You can just put the, you know, sight on and then just, you know, take your shots.
What was your favorite event that you've ever done in the tactical games?
Oh man, we've done a lot of them. That's a hard question. Actually, I know which one. So this was Florida. I think it's Holt was maybe where we were at. And then, so they did they call them marathon targets. So basically, like, think about like a little 4-wheeled ATV kind of thing with like one of those fitness, like not fitness, but self-defense dummies. You know, the guy who looks super jacked, chiseled jaw. And then they put camouflage on them, and then they're driving these things. They can go 25 miles an hour. And so the stage was you get up on like a mock roof, and then you have to engage targets from basically 100 yards all the way out to 500 yards. And these things are moving.
No kidding.
Gosh. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And it was awesome because it was like I had a new scope, and I had really dialed it in. Actually, Jacob Hebner helped me dial it in. And then I went to that event, and I was one of the first guys to go through it, and I cleared the stage. Sick. So it just like, it felt awesome, right? And I had a pretty good time. But being able to shoot targets that are moving, and the way they do them, they have these internal components. And so like if you hit a vital, so head or heart, they go down in 1 shot or 2 shots anywhere.
Yeah.
And so being able to like get on target and then hit those things, and I think there was like 8 to 10 of them. So it wasn't just like 2, you know, so like.
Did you say 500 yards out?
Yeah, there were a few of them were 500 yards out.
Damn.
It was insane.
Those are listening.
And
You can't really even see 500 yards out. You got to be looking through a scope to see that.
Yeah.
You're, when you're doing these tactical games, you have all these different events, obviously like different, they're calling for different things from you. Is there a standard on the firearms for everybody listening? Like what guns are being used? Is it the same guns in every kind of event? Or is it separate? Like, is it different kind of guns?
Pretty
much.
much.
You do pistol and rifle, but it's like, do I have to have a certain, a Springfield XD pistol or can I use any 9mm? Like, how does that work?
Pretty much across the board, everybody's using 223 or 5.56, right, for the rifle. Doesn't matter what kind of brand it is. We've just all found some things that work pretty well. Most people just want to be like, well, what is Jacob using?
Sure.
And to get that. But you'll have anything from like SIG, all the way to like, Daniel Defense or anything like that as far as rifles go, and everything in between. And then as far as pistols go, I mean, I've watched a dude burn down with a Glock. right?
Really?
With a
Yeah,
red dot.
I was wondering, it was like, dude, a
Oh
Glock
my gosh.
19 or is it a 43? Or?
This dude in Florida, like I was watching him and I was like it was impressive, and it was his duty weapon, which is even better, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's probably good.
but then you get like, you know, like I have a staccato, which is you know, a really nice pistol for that, and then you get people who, you know, like Jacob Hepner, who he's got like called a 2011. I think Atlas Gunworks is the one he carries, and that's a very, very high like.
What makes it a 2011, not a 1911 for everybody? Because I'm like very familiar with the 1911 model. But.
It's basically like the new like 1911, and so but it's got more rounds, right? Cool. So like it's a single stack, it's a double stack.
Cool.
That's what it's
just
2011.
a fatter grip to it.
Yep. And so you know they haven't compensated. Oh my gosh,
it's. Sounds fun.
They're really nice. Yeah, so you can get kind of anything in between. Honestly, what I tell most people, and you know, everybody who does tactical games will tell new people, it's like, hey, just get something that you like, something that's comfortable in your hand, right? And then just show up to your first one and don't DQ. That's all you got to do, right? Mm-hmm. Show up, have fun, don't get DQ'd. And then like once you've done a few of them, you can start dialing in your stuff. Definitely do not go buy the most expensive rifle or the most expensive pistol and then go out and try to compete. Because like it's not going to make a difference. Right. Like you need to practice, you need to know your weapon system, all those kind of things.
Yeah, getting to know your gun, I feel like makes a huge difference.
Oh, absolutely.
For somebody who would want to get into the tactical games, like somebody wants to get in CrossFit, very easy. Just go down, to your gym and say, "What's up? Yep. I'd like to sign up." Mm-hmm. But somebody who wants to get in the tactical games or training in that way, what advice would you say for them for people who want to get into that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things like, hey, go on the message board on Facebook and then just ask if there's anybody in your local area. Because I think I've found an awesome community. There's a huge community of tactical games athletes in Kansas City, and they were super helpful, teaching me everything that I needed to know, like the clearing procedures and all that kind of stuff, taking me out to the range, showing me how they did things, because it's very different than what we did in the Marine Corps. So that's, probably step one. Step two is like also like, hey, just go to a CrossFit gym, because like that kind of fitness is going to be the kind of fitness that's going to
right.
Do the most for you. Mm-hmm. Right. And then from there, you can get lots of information about dry fire and things like that online, so right. Like make sure you're doing a lot of dry fire. So that, that's probably what I tell people.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, the Facebook group, do you have one that's like by name that they could search?
It's the Tactical Games.
Tactical Games, Kansas City?
Mm-hmm.
Or
no, just the Tactical Games.
Awesome.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's the one like everybody's on.
Was there a firearm that you tried that you were like, I love this at the range, I love using this? Maybe you used it when you were in the Marines, but that you just didn't like for tactical games?
Not necessarily what I used in the Marines, because we had old M9s, so like didn't really, not going to be something I would get. Like I have Glocks, I have a bunch of Glocks, but like it just not what I want to use. I actually started out with a Sig Legion, and then I went over to a Staccato from there, and it was like night and day difference. Mm-hmm. So I look like a really good shooter with a Staccato.
There are things that are sexy. Let's pull up a Staccato.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen one.
It's a Sig?
No.
Staccato's a brand.
Yeah. Staccato's a brand.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds you're spending more money.
Brother, that's pretty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, do the third one up from the left. That one, that's mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The XC.
Yeah, dude. What's that front opening in the very top?
That's basically a compensator on the end.
Not that one. The next one.
The next one. Yep.
Yeah, that guy.
Yep. Little compensator. So it just helps the gun stay flat while you're shooting it.
So sweet.
It is.
Sweet. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a 2.5 pound trigger. So it's just
on the handgun. Are you able to shoot different size bullets? Are you able to do like 9mm, or are you able to shoot 45 caliber?
You would want to just shoot 9mm for what we're doing.
Right.
Yeah,
shoot 45.
It would just be a waste of money.
Like, of course, no. I just meant like just people have their preferences, especially for accuracy. If like I've got this much time at the range and I've shot through 10,000 rounds of 45, maybe they feel like they have a better accuracy. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could. I'd have to go back and look at the standards, and they update the standards every year. They're pretty on top of it. But I think for most things, it's just 9mm.
Mm-hmm. Last firearm question: you mentioned having a brand new badass scope that you really liked that you helped get sight in. Is there any kind of like limits on what you're allowed to do as far as your scopes go?
No, not really. Yep. And honestly, like as long as you stick somewhere on like Leupold, like Vortex or something like that, Night Force optics, like you're going to probably be good to go. But I think the only thing you want to consider is, some people are getting, scopes with like, it starts at like 3 or 4 power and then it goes out to like 18 or 20. Well, what are you going to do when you're at a 2 gun? right? And the target's 10 yards away. So you got to get an offset red dot, things like that. You got to consider.
Sure.
I have a night force and I put it on my scar and I was like, dude, I am a good shot. I've just always kind of like how you felt.
Yep.
Anyways, man, so what is the goals with the tactical games? Like, what are you trying to just continue to compete in it, have fun? Like, or do you have some big goals that you're shooting for with it?
I mean, I started doing the tactical games just because I noticed I wasn't having a lot of fun. Like I was literally just working all the time.
Right.
And
you're
so
like, I need a hobby.
Yeah, straight up. And so it's like, well, I got two things. I got fitness and then I got shooting. I love both of those. And then all of a sudden there's this thing called the tactical games. Right. And so for me, I was like, heck yeah, let's do this.
Let's do that.
And then it turned out to be way cooler than I even thought it was. Right. Like I looked at that first one, I was a little timid going, and it was actually funny. We went down to the first one and then that hurricane came through. So we were down in South Carolina as that hurricane came through. So it got canceled. So then I had to come back a month later. Yeah. But it was awesome. And I think goals are just to improve. You know, I remember the first like 2-gun that I did at the tactical games. I was moving so slow. Like I could not process like the targets coming up. And it was just like total fish out of water. And then it was cool to see like my progress over time of how much faster I can shoot, how much more accurate I can be. So just improving overall. It'd be really cool to podium one day. Yeah. Let's just be honest. I'm never going to beat Jacob Hebner. So, and I know that.
Is the community pretty cool? Like the CrossFit community is?
No,
you know?
It's beyond cool.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah. It is insane. It is, you know how CrossFit is.
Right.
You walk into almost any CrossFit gym, you're going to make friends. You're going to have so much in common with people. Times it by, turn it up to 11, right? Nice. Literally. Yeah. It is, because there's just something, it's not just the fitness stuff that you have in common. Now you have all the firearm stuff. And it takes, there is a level of respect people have to have for understanding that like these aren't toys, right?
This is dangerous.
And, this is dangerous. But I'll tell you, man, like you get dudes who are like, there's Green Berets out there. There's dudes who work for the FBI, right? And then there's, everything in between.
Right. Hobbyists.
And I've never had so much support from people I've competed against. Because even at CrossFit, people were pretty cool. Even if you're competing against them, they'll be like, yeah, man, I'm going to do this. And you're like, you just told me your whole game plan. Like, everybody's in it together. Right. We're all trying to just get through it. The tactical games is even one level up. Like literally, like my rifle went down. It was just like, I just hadn't put enough, CLP in it. So my bolt locked. And I'm not kidding. I go do some fitness stuff at another bay. I come back over and somebody had got me a new rifle.
Nice.
Wow. It's just a super supportive community. Like everybody's looking out for each other. And yeah, I mean,
it's kind of,
it's awesome.
You're really kind of just competing against yourself though, in a different way because, you can kind of, just like you were saying, you're just trying to improve,
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Kyle likes to shoot and Kyle likes CrossFit. So what is it going to take, man?
Hey, dude, there's one in Bland, Missouri.
When are you going to do your first one?
In April.
Dude,
you would love it, dude.
It would be fun.
You should do it.
I'm pretty sure that I would just get smoked.
Yeah, that's the point.
What was all that you versus you talk?
Yeah, that's true. Well, maybe I'll have to hit you up.
Yeah.
I got 3 little kids right now. They take up all my time.
I bet. I'm telling you though, like if you, it is, even if you only ever did one, you would have a blast. Yeah. It is awesome. Because you're doing 5 or 6 events over the weekend. Right. So it's not just like, hey, I'm going to go out, I'm going to do 3 workouts and I'm done. I mean, you're doing everything from lifting heavy sandbags and jumping over obstacles to you're doing a pistol only and literally the time cap's 10 seconds or something like that. Right. I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's the fitness stuff, the shooting stuff and everything in between. You'd have a blast.
I bet I would. I'm sure I would.
Switching gears one more time back to CrossFit. The CrossFit Games are upon us.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you got winning? I got to know. Who's your top dog in your opinion?
Is the kid named Hatfield now?
Yep. I don't know.
So I went down and I actually did the Mayhem Performance Coaching course. Have you guys heard of that? Did you see any of that marketing? Basically, they were just bringing in coaches who just want to improve their programming. So I've taken dozens of programming courses, honestly, one of the best ones I've ever taken. But I got to go down and I actually spent a weekend at CrossFit Mayhem and Hatfield's coach was down there and he seemed pretty dialed in.
Austin Hatfield?
Yeah, there you go. Austin Hatfield. Honestly,
I've seen this guy. This guy's always on Mayhem's stuff.
It's so funny though, because when I think of CrossFit Games, I'm still thinking about the Dan Baileys, the Rich Fronings, the Graham Holmbergs and everything. And like those people aren't around anymore. Right.
It's pretty wild.
It is.
Some of them are. They're just in the senior citizens.
I just saw, Brooke Wells just retired.
Finally?
Last year was her last year doing it.
How many years was she in?
At least 10.
Yeah.
But she started when she was 18. So it was like, she's probably 30 years old.
Yeah.
But retiring from the CrossFit Games at 30, crazy. So maybe she'll come back, when she hits Masters or something.
When Tia is out this year?
Yeah.
Tia out this year? Is she pregnant again?
Tia's pregnant again, I think. Yeah.
That means Olivia, dude.
Oh, yeah.
No, did you see what happened to her? I think she had a staph infection in her knee or something. Or it was, what was it? Yeah. Something. I'm sure
is she out this year?
She might be back. She said that she'd been back in the gym. I just read a Instagram
She just got to get through
it.
If you compete in your top 5, do you not get to just be in the games the next year? Do you really have to compete in the Open?
No, that's what makes the
that's
like the cool thing about it. It's like you have to qualify.
You have to earn it every year.
I think for a little bit they tried to do that. Hey, if you won it last year, you get to come back.
Right.
And then they were like, "Nah, we're not doing
They're
that."
like,
you got to go through the Open. So
that's what makes it cool. Is like anybody can get there. Anybody can qualify.
Yeah.
As long as you're willing to just not do anything but CrossFit for 24/7.
Yep.
And also be elite, genetically elite.
Yeah.
We got Valentine's Day coming up on Saturday. By the time this airs, it will have already came and passed. But what are your plans?
Probably dinner with the wife.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
out or in.
Probably in. Yep. So
call.
my wife really likes the red sauce I make. So a little meat spaghetti sauce. So
Italian.
I'll make some of that. Oh,
yeah. Good call, dude.
It's the only thing I can make.
You got a special pan for it and everything?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, like one that's been handed down to you?
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yep. So we'll make that, and then she'll be very happy. So she loves that.
I got my wife a bouquet of Texas Roadhouse rolls last year. Killed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what?
It.
My wife
I
actually...
put them on skewers and then put them in the to-go cup.
Do you have a picture of this?
Yeah.
I need to see this.
Yeah, I'll find it.
My wife holds the record because she worked at Texas Roadhouse during college for the most rolls eaten. I want to say she ate like 32.
No kidding.
Something crazy like that. Oh, wow.
You have an opportunity, my friend.
Oh, man.
You have an opportunity to rekindle the flame that she had with Texas rolls back in the day.
POV getting her the dozen
amazing.
she wants.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's pretty awesome.
And you know what? Shout out to the manager at the Texas Roadhouse in Olathe, Kansas, because that dude was so helpful.
He didn't even question you. He's like, I got you.
No, he's like, let me get you some shrimp skewers to put the rolls on. Let me get you a to-go cup. Let me get you some paper to wrap around the rolls. I mean, he really did.
That's pretty awesome.
He dollied it up. So
yeah.
That's probably my most watched reel I've ever posted was people thinking that's funny to get. But I'm like, dude, now they're doing it. So if you look, I think Texas Roadhouse actually announced like they're just doing it.
Oh, really?
As like a company now. Like, yeah, like it's like a promotion they're doing.
You started a trend.
Tried to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I was one of probably many, but it works out, man.
That's awesome.
It's either that or a dozen of Krispy Kremes. Which one?
I think Roadhouse would be better.
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed.
Krispy Kreme, it's like, I love, like one donut's good.
Yeah.
And after that, it's just.
It's just about how much do you hate yourself?
Yeah,
you're going to have that many donuts. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that.
Oh,
dude.
man. Look at that one.
Look at the paper. Where'd they get the green stems?
Yep.
Those aren't even shrimp skewers.
Yeah, you got to dye those.
Dude. They didn't have just sticks on hand for me. The bread roll bouquet is perfect.
Hold on. Somebody told me once that the rolls at Texas Roadhouse are like 220 calories a piece.
No way.
Yeah. Well, of course. Like, dude, why would you even be surprised by that?
I mean,
they're just like a butter bomb.
It's just bread, though. You know.
I know. And they're not that big.
Right.
Yeah, but they are.
We got to check. We got to check the stats
delicious.
on this.
They are robust.
Yeah.
They do. They have a lot of gluten.
Robust.
200 to 230 calories. Spot on.
Wow.
And don't forget the extra 100 calories in cinnamon butter per bite.
Oh, with butter, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're not using a knife. You're just dipping that sucker into the basin, if you will.
That's that like one time a year or once every 6 months.
You need to tell your wife how many calories she consumed. What'd she say? She ate 30 of those?
Something like, it was crazy. Yeah, some obscene
So
number.
much respect.
Yeah.
I told the person that told me that, I was like, I also really like the sweet potatoes that you guys have. And they're like, well, of course you do. We soak them in butter, and they're just completely covered in butter, and then we bake them in butter. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Man, dude,
I have hit my calorie goals for the entire week with one meal.
Right.
We typically ask all of our guests what their favorite KC barbecue is, but we're going to switch gears. I'm just going to ask, when you're a really in shape dude, Anthony, when you're on your game, as I'm sure it's great, but when you're off, what is like the meal you look forward to most? What's like the ultimate treat meal for you where you're just like, I don't care how bad this is for you.
Oh, I'm basically a Ninja Turtle. It's pizza.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Respect.
Yep. Yeah.
Shout out Ninja Turtle reference.
Yeah. Like,
All right, Donatello.
yeah, seriously. Yeah. Like if we can go get a good, have you guys been to Bellanopoly?
Ooh, Jeff would be the guy for this.
Bellanopoly.
Yep.
Bella Napoli or Bar Napoli?
Bellanopoly. So
that?
just south of UMKC. Oh yeah, the little Italian place over there. They have amazing pizza.
Wow.
So I would 100%.
Turn us on. Have you tried any of the spots that Barstool reviewed here in Kansas City?
Oh no.
Well, I'm sure you've had because we're
Right across the street from you, man.
Pizza Tassio.
Oh yep, I've had that.
Well, Pizza Tassio got probably rated the highest
Yeah.
out of all the Dave Portnoy ratings, and then
I may have had that last week. But
yeah, there's Northeast Pizza that just opened up in Pendleton Heights. Really good. Give it a shot. That one got a really respectable score, is an 8+.
Oh.
And then he was just like Minsky's. He's like, this is Domino's, but it was like 6.2 or something. Which,
Have you had Minsky's, but their cauliflower crust? It's actually really good.
Is it?
Yep.
do they still do the Joe's Pizza? Because when they did that barbecue burn-in pizza, that was crazy, dude.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good.
It's like a $40 pizza because it's got actually Joe's
Burn-ins
real
on
burn-ins on it.
Oh, really?
But it was like God's gift, dude. It was unheard of. So good. I'm not usually like the barbecue pizza guy, but this one it's worth it.
Yeah.
They
Where are
still
your
got
favorite
it.
burn-ins at?
You know what? I've shouted them out on here a handful of times, but it's been a minute. But there's one in Columbus Park, Wolf's. Have you been to Wolf's?
No.
Wolfpack Barbecue, thank you. Wolfpack Barbecue. You remember, Call Sign Brewery right down the street from your business?
Yeah.
They used to be like a stand in the back of that,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And they did so well, they had to open up their own restaurant. And so I think they actually have the best burn-ins in Kansas City.
Really?
Truly. They sell out every day. And I have like 2 gallbladder attacks to prove it. I'm not kidding. I ate them once and I had a gallbladder attack or a gallstone.
I can't believe
I
it.
went
Are they
back-
that high fat?
Yeah. I mean, like, I just couldn't imagine. Like, dude, if you have like 2 or 3 burn ends, you're not thinking like I'm going to be down for the count. But that's exactly what happened, dude. I got like a quarter pound. I got like 4 of them.
Yeah.
And put me on my chair. That's
wow.
crazy. Yeah. But I will say, like, they are the best. Like, just give them a shot. Love to, because it's definitely a little known spot. Obviously, Joe's is pretty damn good on their burn ends. I think Q39's second best burn ends.
Okay.
Specifically, do you have a favorite?
I would say Q39.
Q39 can't go wrong.
It's so consistent.
Yeah.
They really nail it. It's so difficult to be consistent, especially in barbecue with the heat. Everything, man, they really kill it.
Yeah. We're pretty fortunate here. So got all the barbecue.
Any other pizza spots we need to know about?
Oh, I mean, honestly, Bellanopoly is my favorite. Yep.
You ever had pizza?
Bellanopoly.
What's that one in Brookside that's probably really close to where you're talking about?
That is in Brookside.
Well, what's the other one that's right there? Pizza 51.
Well, there is.
Is it Pizza 51?
Well, it's what is it? Waldo Pizza. Waldo Pizza's
That's a
pretty good.
classic, but they closed for temporarily, right?
Oh, are
'Cause
they?
Well, they just like redid all the construction right there. They're like redoing the shopping center. But there was like a spot that's like Freddie's favorite spot, dude. It's Pizza 51, I thought. It's right by that Whole Foods. It's like across the street.
Oh yeah.
Give that one a shot because he loves that spot. They like,
Yeah.
they do it.
Walk by that a
They
lot
do
when
it
I
well.
lived down there.
Cool.
Very cool.
Anthony, thanks for your time, man.
Hey,
we
thanks
love
for
you.
having
We
me.
appreciate you having on. And man,
Good luck with the rest of the tactical game stuff, man.
Thanks, man.
It's exciting.
And all the
you come out to
transition to
Bland.
the new gym, man.
Maybe
Brave
I will.
Enough.
Maybe I will.
Brave Enough 2.0 looks really awesome. We're super excited for you. And
Where can people learn more about the gym?
Just go to on Instagram, Brave Enough CrossFit,
Brave Enough
and then just on our
CrossFit.
website, braveenoughcrossfit.com. So
if they want to follow your,
I swear I'll
tactical
start
games
posting
journey,
again.
What's your personal?
It's Anth_Madonia.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm not that, I don't post that often, but my wife tells me I need to post more. So I'll probably do
You
that.
got to be an influencer, dude.
Yeah. I'd rather just hang out with people and work out.
That's true.
We
Same.
feel you. We
Same,
feel you
dude.
deeply on that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say, thanks again, bro. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.